Does DJ ever, or did he make any changes that kind of flew under the radar when it came to his setup in the run up to Augusta?
Not not that went into play. I mean, he played around with longer drivers. He played around with a 46.5 incher leading into Vegas, and then it was pretty good. He ended up not playing, obviously, and played around at home a little bit, and saw the extra 6 to 8 to 10 yards, and it didn't. He was happy with that, but then he wanted to actually try 47. He's like, if I'm going to go long, I might as well go real long. And we
go all the way.
47. Yeah, I mean, so we built him a 47-incher Monday morning, and he played it Monday, and I believe Tuesday he had a nice game with Rory and Xander and Phil. And I was talking to Claude after, but when he went out, and I'm like, this is a good thing because this will actually get it out of his system, because none of us were really wanting that to go into play. And I think what he struggled with, and it's what he struggled with going into Vegas, is he drives it really good with it and hits it farther, but then when he goes to hit his irons and his little shots, they're not as good. He was missing some left, and I think it's just kind of the timing, of matching that up that he was struggling with. So the fact that he had a game where he was playing with other great players and had to play well, I think that was a huge benefit to get that club out of the bag so he could and sure enough, by the end of that practice round, the 47-incher was gone, and he's like, I'll mess around with this later, because he is intrigued by the 10 yards, but it just wasn't the time to do it. So that was the only thing we really messed around with. We tried a different couple wedge grinds, actually, because as you guys know, it was a little different around the greens than normal with the overseed, and I think everyone was struggling a little bit to make contact. So he tried a tiger wedge, which kind of has that blunt leading edge. And then I took one of his mill grind wedges, softened the leading edge. And, it was good, but it wasn't better than what he had. It's just another thing. I didn't want him switching wedges either. The wedge he has is perfectly fine. But he did test a few things to try and get an advantage, but his bag was pretty set going in. I think the other big nice addition we did was the 7-wood. We were playing around with 5-woods in the summer. I'm trying to think. It was the week before the PGA, so wherever we were at, we were playing around with one. And I was building 5-woods, and I was bending them to 20, 21 degrees aloft, and they were still going 275. We just couldn't get them to go short enough. And then I'm thinking, I came back in the truck on Wednesday, and I'm like, wait, we got these 7-woods in here, and he had a 7-wood. So I made him a 41-inch 7-wood. And then the day kind of got away from us on Wednesday. It was late in the day, so I held on to it, and I brought it to him at Monday at the PGA. And I go, just give this a try. And he kind of looked at it and gave me that look like, whatever. I'm just hit the thing. And he hit the first one, and it kind of came out like a 5-wood. It had, 4,000, 4,200 RPMs of spin on it. It flew 260 straight up in the air. It was a perfect, exactly what you're looking for a 5-wood. And that club stuck in the bag, and it's worked out pretty well.
Did it surprise you that Dustin was willing to try a long driver shaft, basically on the week of the Masters? And was he using his a long version of his gamer shaft? Because he's had that Fuji in the bag for years now, basically since he came out on tour, right?
Yeah, it was the Ventus 6X, the black, the newer version of what he has, which is almost identical. So it was pretty much the same shaft. It didn't surprise me because he likes to tinker, and obviously everyone watched what Bryson did at the U.S. Open and what he's doing. And I think it's making a lot of guys at least look at the possibility of hitting the ball 10 yards farther. So I'm not sure it's the answer for everyone. I'm not sure it's the answer for anyone but him, to be quite honest. I mean, him being Bryson, but you got to look into it. So,
what was the highest ball speed numbers you were seeing out of Dustin, and what were kind of the misses that he was dealing with?
Well, I'd say 92-ish. Ooh. Remember him getting? Yeah, 91. Yeah, he can get 190 easy with the 47-inch driver. Not even. Yeah, he could probably get 92, 93 with it.
He's probably still has something left in the tank too, I would guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's definitely faster and longer, but it makes your wedge play or makes you pull a 7-iron. That one pulled 7-iron in a bad spot isn't worth the 8 yards. So it's still got to match up.